Hi there, fourth graders. Welcome to our next lesson on personal narratives, generating ideas. We are going to listen to this passage called Home Alone, and this is passage 1. Dad left me and my older brother, Lorenzo, home alone. Lorenzo is 4 years older than me, and he always thinks that he can boss me around. I didn't want to deal with it, so I decided to spend the day in my room. First, I read for a while in my beanbag chair. The book was so interesting that I barely noticed that 2 hours had flown by. I guess it's time for a snack, I said to myself. It was a good thing that I had a granola bar in my backpack. It was left over from my lunch yesterday. I was able to have a snack without having to see Lorenzo. After my snack, I decided to play games on my computer. Dad usually only lets me play for 30 minutes, but he wasn't home. I played for over an hour. My eyes were getting tired, and so I just sat on my bed staring out the window. I must have fallen asleep at some point. The next thing I heard was Lorenzo calling, "It's time for dinner." Wait, Dad left money for us to order dinner. Lorenzo never even asked me what I wanted. I ran out to the kitchen and saw Thai food containers on the counter. Yum! Then I noticed the stars on the top of the lid. He ordered spicy Thai, even though he knows I hate spicy food. I decided to try it, but it was way too hot. Lorenzo laughed at me and then pulled out some mild Thai food that he had been hiding. After dinner, I watched a movie on the couch. I refused to even look at my brother. It was such a relief when I heard Dad's car pulling into the driveway. I hope that it is a very long time before we are left home alone again. All right, so there's passage 1. You can pause this video right now and go click add response, and you can go and respond to the question on the first slide. What did the author write about in this passage? We are moving on to passage 2. Passage 2, spicy. Okay, boys, I'm off for the day, my dad announced as he propped open the garage door with his foot. Angelo, remember that Lorenzo is in charge because he's older than you. Oh, I left some money to order delivery for dinner. I rolled my eyes. Whenever my dad reminds us that Lorenzo is in charge, Lorenzo thinks that he gets to make all of the decisions and can boss me around. But he's only 4 years older than I am. Either my dad didn't see me rolling my eyes or he was ignoring it. The next thing I knew, his car was backing out of the driveway. Just leave me alone, I muttered to Lorenzo, who didn't even bother to reply. Most of the day went without a problem. I read in my room, ate snacks, and played games on my computer. At 6 p.m., I heard a knock on my bedroom door. "Dinner's here," Lorenzo yelled. He hadn't even asked me what I wanted for dinner. Anger welled up inside my chest as I clenched my hands into fists. I wanted to ignore him. Just then, my stomach gurgled in hunger, so I headed to the kitchen to see what he had chosen. On the counter, I noticed 2 familiar styrofoam containers. Thai food! I was pleasantly surprised, but as I got closer, I could see 3 red stars written on top of both containers. Lorenzo, you know that I don't like spicy food, I said, tears welling up in my eyes. Don't be a baby. You never even tried spicy food. I'll get you some water just in case you need it. Honestly, 3 stars is not even spicy, he replied. I made myself a plate of pad thai and green curry with rice. I closed my eyes as I lifted a fork full of noodles to my lips. I could feel the spice filling my mouth, so I immediately grabbed the water glass. As I swallowed, I told myself that I could handle it. I took another bite and another after that. Although the spice was starting to fill my sinuses and burn my tongue, I powered through. After 3 more bites, my eyes started watering and my forehead started sweating. Lorenzo was staring at me, trying to gauge my reaction. "I give up," I finally said, gulping large amounts of water. Lorenzo started laughing. "You did better than I thought you would," he said as he grabbed another styrofoam container he had hidden in the pantry. It had only 1 red star on top, and he handed it to me. "Really?" I exclaimed. "Next time, try 2 stars," Lorenzo said smugly and walked out of the kitchen toward his bedroom with both containers of the spicy food. I ate my dinner in silence, plotting how I could get back at him. Oh, that was funny. All right, now you can pause this video and go to your response and go find it and go write, what did the author write about in this passage? Spicy. They were similar, but not the same. Go ahead and pause the video. All right, looking at slide 4. Got to get myself out of the way here. On this slide, you need to circle which story has more detail. Oh, excuse me. It says highlight your answer. So I will grab the highlight tool and I would highlight which one do I think had more detail, Home Alone or Spicy. And if I'm not sure, I can go back and I can look at the text. Which one had more detail? And here, which story is easier to visualize? Which story is easier to make that mental picture in your mind? Highlight your answer. Spicy or Home Alone? When writing stories, we can have this big topic. We could have a whole day that we want to tell about. But kind of like that first story, there was a lot of details in there that weren't really essential to the main point of the story. So it's important that we narrow our topic to just one small moment in time. So, for example, if I wanted to tell a story about the time that I've already mentioned, it was my hilarious time. It would be a story about the time I went on vacation to Lake Chelan with my family. That would be the whole watermelon of a story. This could probably, if I wanted to include this whole story, it would take a long time to tell. That's the whole watermelon. But if I wanted to take that story and then narrow it down a little bit, kind of focus my reader's attention to one part of the day, I would focus it more specifically the day we spent by the beach, by the Lake Chelan beach, right? By the Lake Chelan beach. So that would be like one slice. That is one activity that we did while in Lake Chelan. There are other things we did there that could be other slices or other stories. But I don't want to tell the story about the whole day. I wake up, I had pancakes for breakfast. That's not essential to the story that I'm trying to tell you. What is essential to the story that I'm trying to tell you was this one small seed-like moment in time of the moment when a seagull pooped on my arm when I was at the Lake Chelan beach with my family. So helping this organizer can really help us narrow down this big idea that we want to share, and it can help us already start organizing our writing by helping us narrow it down. So what you're going to do is you're going to open up and add your response. You will answer the question on slide 1, on slide 3. You will highlight your answer on slide 4, and then on slide 5, you will fill out this organizer, thinking of a big watermelon moment, breaking it down into a slice of watermelon, and then narrowing it down even one step further to just one moment, one small moment in time. And right here, a seed story focuses in just one. What word could go here? I don't know. You might have to fill in the blank. Thanks, fourth graders.